Islam. No one, no human was granted the right to explain Islam to the people. No one was granted the right to speak by the name of Islam. Only this book can explain Islam. Only this book, the Holy Quran, can explain Islam, and it has the truth about Islam. Everybody talking about Islam, he's expressing an opinion and his own personal opinion, his own understanding of Islam. But the Islam itself is in the Holy Quran. The Quran is the only book, and it's only one text explaining Islam. In this video, I will give an introduction to understand what is the Quran, and in the coming videos after that, I will explain more about the Quran, because if we understand the Quran, we can understand Islam. When we talk about Quran, we are talking about the Islam as it is in its original form. And we have to know there is only one Quran, there is only one book. The Muslim all over the world, since the Islam comes in about 14 or 1500 years ago, this is the only book that the Muslim have. The Sunni Muslim, the Shiite Muslim, the Muslim in the north, the Muslim in the south, the Muslim in the east, in the west, it is the only text, it is the only book, it's only word, there is no more than one. The Quran is the words of God that was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by the angel Gabriel. The words is gathered, or the verses of the Quran was gathered in one book, and this book called Al-Moshaf, أو مصحف, Mushaf. That's how it was written and how it was pronounced. This is the book in our hand today. The Mus'haf is the book in our hand today. The writing of the verses of the Quran happened during the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Muslim was writing the verses as it was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. And the Muslim was forbidden to write hadith, which were the words of the Prophet himself, his teaching. So his teaching will not be confused with the words of the Quran. The Mus'haf we have in our hand today, and it's the same Mus'haf that was in the first Muslim generation about 1500 years ago, almost 1500 years ago. It consists of 114 surah. 114 surah. This is the index of the Mus'haf. It starts with this Surah Al-Fatiha. Of course, it is written in Arabic language, and it starts from the right and end to the left, and this is the way how the index work also. The index here, it starts with Al-Fatiha, the opening. This is the name of this verse, Al-Fatiha, and this is all surah of the Quran. This is all surah of the Quran. This is one line, 28, and another line, 28. This is the name of the surah. This is the name of the surah. This is the name of the surah. And this is the name of the surah. This is the name of the surah, and it ended in the surah. If this is the number of the surah, this is the pages of the surah. And if you see here, you're going to see in this column only two words. This word, it's called Makkiyah, or Meccan, and Madaniyah, or the Madaniyah. If you translate it, Madaniyah means the civil, or it is the city, or coming from the city, because Makkiyah, all the verses and all the surah from the Quran that was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad while he was living in Mecca at the start of the Islam, and then after that he migrated to Yathrib, or what the Muslim call it Al-Madinah, And this is why all the surah that come in Al-Madinah, they refer to it as Madaniya, because it was revealed to the Prophet in Al-Madinah. We have a total of, the Mus'haf contain a total of 114 surah. Some of those surah are very long, as we're going to show now, and some are very short, maybe just 1 or 2 lines. For example, this is 2 pages from Surah Al-Baqarah, the cow, the Surah the cow, and it is the second surah in the Quran, and it is a very long. It's about 2.5 parts. The Quran have 30 parts. But the main building blocks of the Quran is the verse, and every verse in every surah is marked by a number of the verse. Like you see here, this is the verse number 59, the verse number 58, 59, 60, and it continue. This is the surah, and it go again to the surah here, so you can understand, if you are not Arabic speaking, how the Quran work. It go from right to left. And this is, like we see, this 2 pages is from one surah only, and each surah have many verses. In front of us is the last 2 pages of the Mus'haf, and it has 6 surahs of the Quran, and if you see here, this is the name of the surah, and this is the name of the second surah, third surah, and the fourth surah, and this is the last surah of the Quran. It's called the Surah An-Nas, or the people is surah, or the surah of the people. And like you see here, it said the 30 parties, which mean the al-Juz' al-Thalathun, I mean the party number 30, because the Quran consists of 30 parties. In this book is divided to 30 parties. You can call it 30 chapters or whatever, but the chapter is not the building block of the Quran. The building block of the Quran is the surah and the ayah. And the name of the surah and the name of the ayah was not named by the Muslim. It was named by the Quran himself. If you see here, by the Quran itself, if you see here you don't see it said Makkiyah or Madaniyah. In any of those surah, it didn't state it if the surah was revealed to the Prophet in Mecca or was revealed to the Prophet in Medina. Because sometimes there is a debate about when the surah was revealed to the Prophet between the Muslim scholars. Plus, Makkiyah and Madaniyah is not, the description of Makkiyah or Madaniyah is not a term. It is a term created by the Muslim, not by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was not, so since it is not a word of Allah, so it's not written in the pages where the Quran is pages. It's only written in the index. So what we see here in the last 2 pages, the surah are very short. Some of them are 3 line, like you see here, 3 line, or some is 2 line, as you see in this surah. What I'm trying here, I'm just trying to explain to you how the book work. All the pictures, all the photos I'm showing to you is from a Mus'haf I have in my house. And all the Mus'hafs have this thing in its after the index or before the index, which is the narration of the Mus'haf itself. So it tell us, and here some mushaf can be different than the other, but although some mushaf are different than the other in the chain of narrators, but the mushaf come, the word of the Quran is the same in all the mushaf, you know. So رواية هذا المصحف, the narration of this mushaf, كتب هذا المصحف الكريم. This mushaf was written and ضبط على ما يوافق, and was adjusted according to the narration of Hafs ibn Sulaiman ibn al-Mughira. This is the name of the guy that this mushaf, that he narrated this mushaf. He is a very old guy. He didn't die. He might be died more than 1200 years or 1100 years. But this mushaf is based, how they draw the word, how they draw the word. This can be different between one mushaf and the other, but the word of this is the same. The font could be different, but the word is the same. The pronunciation is the same. The meaning is the same. So it describes who this guy is, and it said an. That means he took his narration and this guy. I don't want to keep telling the Arabic name. It's kind of very confusing. And this guy an Osman ibn Affan. Osman ibn Affan is one of the Prophet companions. So we have three guys narrated this mushaf, which was the narration was by memorizing, you know. And then it was written, and based on the written versions, the mushaf being copied and copied and copied after that. So this is why, that's why there is no debate in the Muslim or between the Muslim about the accuracy of the mushaf in our hand. And every time somebody came with attack on the credibility of the mushaf, I mean, it just I never see anything very credible or thought or worth of thinking about, you know. I mean, the way the mushaf was written, the way the Quran come to the Muslim, there is no doubt, there is zero doubt about it, that this is the book that was revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam 1500 years ago. There is no alteration in the words at all. It is one book, one word, one meaning since the Prophet until now.